So I think that's us. I think we are live. Hello, hello, hello.
Yay!
So we are here to discuss day 3 of rehearsals. Past 2 days, we've been very good for semi-final. Now we're going on to the second semi-final. Of course, not going to do it alone. I'm here with a guest. It's Luke. ESC Luke. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello,
Now,
hi everyone.
um, obviously, before we get into talking about rehearsals and the rehearsal picks, I just want to get an overall view of what do you think about this year's Eurovision? What do you think about the songs? Do you think it's a weak year, strong year? What are you thinking?
Oh, this is a really tough question because do you know what? Like my top 10, I love my top 10, but I don't. When I compare it to other songs from previous years, I'm like, oh, is it as strong?
Uh-huh.
But I think now we have all the songs, the rehearsals. I think it's going to be a very strong edition. I think after like the final, I think we'll be like, what, like rewatching the performances and be like, oh my gosh, like
Iconic.
that was strong.
Yeah. I've seen so many people say it might not be the strongest year compared when we compare songs, but it's the strongest year compared to personalities. I think this year we've got so many icons, like absolute icons. But
And they all seem to get on really nice, and that's what matters, I think. And if the
yeah.
artists are having a good time, like everyone has a good time.
Yeah, no, you're so right, and they all do seem to genuinely get along, and it's the only thing you want. So let's start with the rehearsal picks. So let's start with the first semi-final. Opening the semi-final will be Mr. Milkshake himself. Where is he? Where is he, Mr.
Well,
Jojo?
yeah, what? Oh no, there he is.
There we go. There we go. Gojo Milkshake Man. So I'm going to read out the little statement that was posted on the Eurovision blog on Reddit. So the performance opens with a retro infomercial featuring Gojo as an enthusiastic salesman. Gojo's boundless energy and knack for the element of surprise also come through in the staging. It also takes inspiration from the Milkshake Man video clip with bold neon tones, playful wardrobe choices, and nostalgic charm. What are you thinking about his outfit? I mean, let me just see these 3 photos. What do you think about the outfit?
Well, it's a different outfit, isn't it, to what they showed the day before on the little video. So
Mhm.
I think it's a reveal. Um,
Yeah.
it's bold, and I think now we know Gojo. He is such a bold, charismatic individual. So if he was in like a black white suit or something, it wouldn't
Yeah.
fit. But I like what we see. I think it's colourful, it's playful, and it's what Milkshake Man is all about.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm kind of glad he does rip off the top half as well. I mean, obviously, obviously. The era leans heavily into the 70s and 80s, which also serves as a fun nod to fellow WA artist Voyager and their 80s staging from 2 years ago. Yes, there's even a guitar solo too, midway through the performance. There's
Oh,
an explosion of colour that captures the same wild, cheeky energy as the music video. So I feel like they have kind of tried to transfer some stuff from the music video onto the stage, which usually does work, and I think it will work in Gojo's case. So essentially, this is a lot of fun and a feast for the eyeballs with some very cute graphics that support the retro whole infomercial vibe. Clearly, there are only visible to the TV audience, but there are still plenty for the arena audience to enjoy. Gojo in a very 70s style white suit with a red striped collar and a red cravat. Two dancers in a red and white striped dress and a big finish after the sweet, sweet yum yums where the graphics flood every corner of the stage and the whole thing goes pink neon laser disco party. What a mouthful. But yeah,
very gay rights. It's
yeah,
giving.
yeah, it does
Um,
look good. It's the song. I
but
mean,
as
what do you
well,
think about the
just
song?
the song. Do you know what? It's not one of my favorites, but I think Gojo, like, I don't know about you, but I think sometimes when you interview a certain act or you have some interaction with them, it changes your mind
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you have a bit of a
100%.
bias towards them because he is so kind and I think Milkshake Man is more of a stage performance song rather than just listening to it on the radio or Spotify, you know.
Yeah.
But I just want to quickly say about the outfit that I just noticed. I love that he has like the little red and white striped laces with his shoes to fit the girls' um
Yeah.
outfits. It's just little details like that. I'm like, yes, you know, they've come prepared. But what about you? What do you think of Milkshake Man?
No, I really do love the song. I think it's the perfect opener for semi-final two. I did think why they did choose it to open because it is a little bit. It's got some innuendos in there, but the staging kind of proves that it's not that type of
It's
song.
childish and playful, and I think a younger audience might. I think this is for a younger audience.
Yeah, it does look like that's the kind of the audience they're trying to kind of go for. 100%. That's what
Yeah.
I'm getting from these picks. It does say that there's a prop there that's like I'm sure it's just like a stand. It doesn't look very
Okay.
propish. It's not massive, but a lot of people were speculating if they were going to have the ice cream truck, like the van that they had in the music
It,
video. I wish they did, to be honest.
I
No,
know. I think that'd be like that. That could be like a cool opening shot. Like,
hold on,
but
it's
I
a
did.
blender.
Is that the prop?
That's the prop. It's not. It's not a
Oh
platform.
my!
It's a blender.
I thought that was on the LED. I didn't realize it was a prop. That looks
That's
okay.
that's a better idea actually. Maybe might be a better idea.
Yeah, and like if it
That's
changes
good.
color and it has the LED effect on that, that'd be really cool.
That does look really good.
Um, I think
mean,
Australia is in a good position this year,
yeah,
and I think some years I'm trying to think like it was more 2023 with Estonia, Australia, and Belgium, where you look
yeah.
at the top 10 and you're like, oh wait, they came top 10. I I think Milkshake Man might be up there more than people think.
Yeah, it could be a similar stitch to that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think Kimmy's just popped in. Hello, Kimmy. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey!
So let's move on to next. We have, I think it is Montenegro. Montenegro, where
Yes,
is Miss Nina Zuzic? Where is she? There she
there
is.
she
There.
is.
So I'm going to read out the blog post that we have. So we can confirm that her costume for this first rehearsal is similar to Monte's song, but also something else entirely, so complete contradicting themselves. The mask remains until the first bridge of until into the chorus, but the white dress now has a huge white train and a built-in panel of structured fabric that creates a circular frame from above her head to below her knees. So imagine the circle that Vladana wore in 2022, but make it bigger and more integral part of the white, pure white dress, and Nina's red lipstick being the only color. There are some camera shots taken from the side where she almost looks like a swan. It's very dramatic. So, I mean, from what I'm getting from this, it is very, very, very similar to the national final. Kimmy, what do you think about?
Hi.
Hello. Firstly, what
Hello.
do you think?
Sorry, my mic was muted. Sorry about
No
that.
worries. Firstly,
I
what do you think about Montenegro's song, and do you think the staging fits the song from what you see in these three picks?
okay. So I was worried about Montenegro because it is not the most attention-grabbing song. It kind of flies by me. I usually skip it when I'm listening to it. So where is she? There we go. But I mean, the staging is making it way more interesting actually, and I am more curious to see what the staging is like. Look, like, is that like a blindfold?
Yeah, so it's the blindfold that she had in the
Oh,
national final. I don't know if you've seen the national final performance, but she had it on for like the first minute and then she takes it off. I
I
don't know.
see.
I don't know what it symbolizes.
Okay, no, I've only seen
Must
the
symbolize
recap,
something.
so that'll be why. But I
Mm.
mean that's quite cool actually, and I'm interested to see like the angles when you said that she kind of looks like a swan. Like I think that's quite nice. I'm liking is it like the smoke on the floor as well. It's nice. It's kind of like a mystical kind of vibe I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
But this was definitely a song that I've kind of written off for the year. Sadly, it's just not. I don't think there's enough going on for it to kind of grab me, and that's the problem with this song. But the staging will definitely elevate it, and I'm interested to see this on stage. So.
Look, what about you? Do you think the staging looks like it elevates the song?
I think so. I agree with what Kimmy said. I think, you know what, Montenegro compared to other countries might not have the budget, but I don't think you can necessarily tell with this. The dress looks expensive. They've got the smoke. Then, you know, they're making a statement. I think they're trying the best with what they've got. And I've seen this song live at some of the pre-parties, and it is much better live than it is studio. I still don't think it's enough for her to qualify, but I don't think she's like last in the semi. I think she's gonna do better than people maybe expect, like, but not enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still so mad that they put her second. I feel like she would have
I
had a much
know.
better chance. I do agree with the fact that if you have a good enough song, you can qualify from anywhere. But you'd
True.
think that Montenegro's coming back, you'd give them a better spot than
Uh,
second.
I, to be honest, where Greece is in the running order, I thought it was going to be like
Yeah.
swapped. Yeah,
I
but
fully agree.
it's one of those things.
Yeah, there's one more piece of information I forgot to say. So the LED wall features white light particles that come together to form swirling shapes on the LED wall. And there's some very clever use of blue and white lighting that builds through the song. This performance also is less static than we saw at Monte Song, helped by a much bigger stage. Nina starts in the center, then walks to the frame. So basically, she's not standing one spot; she's actually moving as well. So that will definitely help her chances, I think, as well. Because I think that's definitely something that I felt from the national final that just wasn't great. It was definitely way, way, way too static. So I'm glad that we are seeing her move a bit. Okay, let's move on to Ireland. Emmy with the song Like a Party. So these are the pictures, the three pictures that we have. So I'm just going to read out the statement that was posted on the blog. So she starts the performance spotlit on a shiny metal platform in the center of the stage that looks like a lunar module, with her brother Erland on the keyboards at the stage level in front, wearing a metallic silver shirt and his trademark star-shaped shades. There are 4 female dancers, all in silver trousers and black silver vests, who dance in front of Erland during each chorus. So it has the same vibe and energy that we saw in the Irish national final, but the routine is much more precise and polished, and the staging is on a Basel scale. The biggest difference is the impact of the neon lighting and LED walls. The floating bones are gone, instead replaced by neon planets and animated marching space cats for each set of bams. During the chorus, the main LED wall features a constellation that forms the shape of Laika the dog out of stars. We're not crying, you are. I mean, look, what do you think about the photos, and do you think this elevates the song?
Yeah, I Like a Party has been growing on me, I'd say, the last week or so, which is obviously perfect timing before we see the performances. I love Emmy as a person. She's great, so kind. But outfit-wise, I think her outfit's really nice. It's definitely an upgrade from the national selection. It looks more expensive. However, I was saying this to Chris Corling, one of my very good friends, that I think the dancers' outfits they look really cheap.
Yeah.
And I just think it's just a shame it doesn't look cohesive. Like, she looks really expensive and they just look, you know, it looks like a bit of a high school college production outfit. But I think that visual here with the dog, that looks really good. You know, it's not like the little bones in the national final. And this could pop off again next to Montenegro.
Yeah.
You know, because Montenegro is very white, very calm, where this is going to be full of colour, full of attitude. And you never know. this could qualify.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope.
It will definitely stand out. I think it's between Montenegro and Armenia, I'm sure. So it stands out between the two songs 100%. Like 100%. The visuals, I'm going to repeat it. It looks absolutely amazing. It's definitely way, way, way more expensive than, or it's expensive looking than in the national final. This prop is interesting. She starts on this prop, and then I'm assuming she moves down because she ends up on the floor. So I'm assuming she gets lifted down, or she has to like climb onto the prop as well. It does look really, really good. I won't lie. I didn't have high hopes for this when like yesterday before I saw the photos. This actually looks way better than I was expecting. Kimmy, what about you?
Yeah, this staging has definitely elevated the song, and it is more cohesive looking at it. I do love this first shot when it kind of looks like she's above him. Like, that's cool, and I'm definitely getting space vibes from it. I love the color patterns as well, like the, what's it called? The color color
What is
palette.
it called?
The color palette of the staging. And I think it's nice that they're not shoving the whole dog thing like down your throats, but
Yeah.
it's a nod to Laika in the background with the stars and everything. I think that's nice. It's not as blatant like the bones and stuff. Like it's more subtle, but I think it's really beautiful actually, and I love the colorscape of this performance, and it's definitely elevated the song. The first time I heard this song, I wasn't too sure. I was like, it's sounding a wee bit generic. It really reminded me of My AI.
How many times do you have to say that?
Because I'm explaining this song. Like, I know I need to try and put this to bed, but
The only similarity is they have similar voices. That's the only similarity, really.
I was literally just listening to My AI before I joined. I don't even listen to that song. You know, when you're just like, get me hyped.
Literally. Oh, we all gotta love superhero Rob.
Yes, but I do love I love this shot here with the blue and the pink. It's really beautiful actually. And I agree with the dancers. The dancers aren't at her level. Sadly, with their outfits. It's hard to really see what their outfits are though. They're like shiny. Yeah.
Not really any, no. There's nothing I
Yeah,
can see.
but I
No
mean
clear pictures.
she's meant to be the superstar. So I mean it complements her in that way. And I definitely think the staging has elevated this song for me. And I think the staging has definitely put her in contention to qualify now. Before I'd kind of written her off.
Yeah.
Fingers
I
crossed.
mean,
And I've heard
I've
she's a really amazing person, so fingers crossed.
I've seen like a lot of positive things. It's hard to find someone saying something negative about the staging so far. So that's a good thing in my book. And I really want Ireland to qualify. So please, 2 years in a row. We need 2 years in a row. We need it. Okay, so let's move on to Latvia. Tautumaitas. So the blog post, they said, we're not surprised to see that they've retained the curtain. It's such a simple way to create atmosphere and intimacy, and the way this performance uses light on sections of the curtain to create pools of shadows is really immersive and hypnotic. In fact, the whole routine is more or less exactly the same as Supernova. During the second run through, we simultaneously played the Supernova version on our laptop to see if we could spot any differences, and the changes are very, very subtle. The lighting is definitely more dramatic and powerful, and at one point the LED wall gives them tails to make them look like animals, which requires them to be in exactly the right place on the stage. They are, and it looks really, really effective. Their costumes are also different. Instead of the floaty dresses we saw at Supernova, Tautumaitas are now all wearing matching gold catsuits with detailing that looks like branches and fins, and stunning gold headdresses that light up and change colour throughout the song. Low fog for added magic and mysticism. So I know, Luke, you were actually at Supernova, weren't you? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I was.
You saw this live. Do you see any differences? Do you kind of think these photos look good?
Yeah, it looks very similar. And, you know, this is not my style of music. However, live, it is so, like, simple but effective. Like, the dancing is so in sync. Everything about it. And when they won, I was like, yeah, it makes sense that they did. But I think they would have been silly if they did a new staging. Like, it makes sense to keep it
Yeah.
very similar to Supernova. And, there's obviously the casual viewer won't have seen Supernova. So,
Yeah.
it's good. I love the outfits. I'm glad it's a different colour because I think they were wearing, wasn't it, the same outfits for the
Yeah.
parties and all that. And I thought, oh, are they just going to turn up in the same thing? But I like the colour, mysticky. It's very, I'd say, like Disney, underwater Disney
Yeah.
princess.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm happy with it. And I think I know Latvians were not happy with this result.
Oh.
But I think Latvians should be proud. It's very different for what they send to Eurovision.
Yeah, 100%. They definitely should be proud of this because I think
Yeah.
the song's different. It's unlike anything I've heard this year so far. I think it's definitely going to stand out. And you said the staging works for the song, so why change it? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine. I'm glad that they've kept that the fundamentals that made it win Supernova. Kimmy, what do you think about first the song, and do you think the staging fits it?
Yeah, the song I done the reaction to Latvia, and yeah, I did have some other favorites to be fair, but I do see why this song won because it is very, very different and it's very magical and mystical, and you know that they'll be using their bodies in ways to like that shot there, they'll be using their bodies in ways to create these lovely mystical silhouettes and everything, and I'm excited to see that. It's definitely a glow up on the costume side of things. Like, I do really love what they're wearing now. I'm excited to see these headpieces that they change color and stuff. That's going to look really cool. And I would say there's quite a bit of expense in this staging, though it is similar, but it just feels like it's been totally elevated. And I love that the outfits have changed, because I agree that the dresses were getting a wee bit. It's definitely elevated it, and I mean, with the curtain and everything, it was so beautiful before. So this song is a grower for me, but my other half, he absolutely loves this. He loves this song, he loves the performance, he went and googled the lyrics and everything. So yeah.
A chunk of my Stan.
Yes, I think it's really elevated, and yeah, I'm liking the look of this. And this was, I mean, I feel like this is going to qualify anyway because it's so unique.
I just saw a comment there on the actual post that says Raven meets Blanca Paloma, and it actually does kind of look like that.
Yeah.
It does kind of look like that, and it does give me that vibe.
Because of the curtain with Blanca. Yeah, I get that, actually, yeah.
I do, yeah.
Looks good. Let's move on to Armenia. Parg with the song Survivor. So first I'll read out the statement that was revealed. So Parg starts his performance in the gap between the two halves of the lighting rig, lit with spotlights like he's in a tunnel. Most of the performance then takes place on a treadmill in the middle of the frame stage, where he sprints during the chanting sections of the chorus, then slows down for the low tempo middle 8. The treadmill choreography is complex, but Parg has clearly been very busy in the rehearsal studio, and the whole concept aligns very well with the pace and energy of the song. The other big change is Parg's costume. The one-shouldered armor has gone, replaced by a black vest and studded black leather trousers, loose cargo fit rather than tight for those that are trying to picture this. After the big note at the end, the Lego lights rise up to open up the stage for Parg's dramatic final chorus, when it feels like every light in the arena is on flash mode. So these pictures actually, they don't give off too much. I mean, this statement tells us more than the pictures do, I think.
Oh,
100%. Yeah,
I'm jumping.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the treadmill on the middle there. So I'm assuming they have to drag on this massive treadmill on the middle of the stage. It does look good, and that sounds promising. What do you think, Luke?
Okay, I'm going to make a very bold statement. I think Armenia is the dark horse this year. Not to win, but like to do very well.
Yeah. Top 10.
Yeah, I do believe Armenia can get top 10. I thought that recently, but these pictures, it looks really impressive. Um,
Yeah.
and he in Madrid pre-party, I think he was one of the best live. Not necessarily a vocalist, but he just got everyone jumping. He knew what to do. And look at that picture. It
Yeah.
looks good. It's fun, energetic, and that's what the song is. Obviously, the treadmill scares me a little because we saw what happened with Leslie Roy in
Yeah.
2021. You
Yeah.
know, but hopefully Park has learned from Leslie's mistakes and became best mates with the treadmill. So hopefully it'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I'm worried. You do bring up a good point. I am worried about the treadmill, but it does say here that it from the performance that he had in the rehearsal, it seems like that he's rehearsed this to like no end. He's obviously really done his homework with the performance. Kimmy, what do you think? I mean, I know that you are quite a big fan of this song. What do you think about the
I love
staging?
it. I absolutely love this song, and there's not a lot of rock this year, so this is my rock song of the year that I've just kind of gripped onto, and I'm not letting go of it. Parg is very, very handsome.
Yeah, say it again.
He's a wee stunner, honestly. I'm a wee bit upset that the outfit
It isn't taking your shirt off, probably.
changed, but I don't know if it's as exciting now because it's just cargos and it looks like a vest top. So, but
It might
maybe
change.
that's
It
because
might
it
change.
has to be. It has to be because of obviously all the movement that he's doing.
Yeah.
It's practical. It has to be. They've probably tried. It has to be able to run freely in the clothes.
Yeah.
So I'm understanding why the outfit's changed, and that'll be worth it for what we'll actually get to see. I mean, looking at the jump, if you put it back to
Yeah, the jump one.
the jumping one, yeah, that's really exciting because it's like, oh, like it looks really good, and it looks like there's quite a bit of height on that jump as well.
Yeah.
There's risk involved too, and because it's a treadmill and he's jumping, anything could happen, and I hope it doesn't. I hope it goes really smoothly. But I love that he's taken a risk. When I first saw this man puts 150% into every performance. He is an absolute born performer.
Yeah.
First time I saw this at the national final, oh my god, it was just everything was happening. He was throwing everything and the kitchen sink at it. I was so excited to see what he was going to do next. Like, I absolutely, this performance just gets me going. Like, I think it's fantastic. And he's qualifying, no doubt about that.
I 100%.
And I think as well, you can tell like how much he wants this as well. Like as you said, he's just put everything into it, and I think you have to give him the respect. It's so nice to see someone just doing everything, and he had quite a lot of competition in the national selection with F.Y.R, the Queen Nation. So he's obviously been working the last few months really hard, and I hope it pays off for him.
Yeah, no, I think it will. I honestly, when I listened to the song again yesterday, I just don't see a world where this doesn't qualify against in the semi-final. I need it in the final. And also you did bring up a good point, Kimmy, about risky staging. How many stagings this year are incredibly risky is insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we've got Cyprus. I think Austria's staging is quite risky as well. Which we are going on to now. So let's go on to Austria. Here we go. So I'll read out the statement. It's quite a long one. So, the first thing to note is that the staging is designed to be broadcast entirely in black and white, which we can only imagine was a huge technical challenge. It means the lighting is all about creating pockets of light and shadow, ramping up the light levels in sync with the tempo and drama of the song. And goodness, what drama, both from JJ's operatic vocals and the staging concept. The central prop is a simple boat that looks like it's been made from packing crates with a wooden mast and white sail. JJ performs in the boat for the whole of the performance, clinging onto the mast as the storm begins in the second chorus. It appears to toss him around the stage through a combination of some clever camera work and wind machine cranked up to the max. JJ performs some battered choreography that feels almost like contemporary dance, and as the tempo builds through the drum and bass section at the end, so does the storm. The waves and storm clouds building on the LED screen, spinning camera work, flashing strobe lights, and JJ barely hanging onto the boat, but not losing the note for a second. I mean, everything I've just said there screams kind of risky, amazing potential staging. Look at these photos. They're not really giving much away. We can see the boat. We can see him giving some pretty good stank face. I mean, what do you think about the photos? What do you think about what I've just said? Look, what about you?
Yeah.
Oh, firstly, I love that vibe of commented, vibe, love boat. I love the interaction.
Yeah.
But right, staging, it looks very risky, and I think it needs that.
Yeah.
It's the riskiness is especially with the black and white because it needs to be captivating enough, for the casual viewer to not get bored by it.
Uh-huh.
I love that picture. The light, that looks so
good.
cool. Okay, I feel like I might get slated for this, but I'm gonna say it. So,
Uh-oh.
JJ, you've interviewed him on ESC Scott. I interviewed him. He has one of the best personalities this year.
Yeah.
However, when I've seen him live, that personality doesn't come across, I don't think. So I hope this staging allows that personality, just some emotion or something, because I don't think the casual viewer is gonna connect to this as much as the Eurovision fandom thinks so.
Yeah. Well, see in the music video, the thing that made me love the music video wasn't actually the concept, it was more his facial expressions. See when he was battling with the rain, that's the kind of facial expressions, that's the kind of emotions I want on the stage. And I think that's kind of what we're getting, I think. I mean, that first photo does look like he's kind of battling with this kind of storm, the kind of the wind machines. I honestly think this does look good. I'm hoping that it translates well when we see it in motion. Kimmy, what do you think about these photos?
I think that he needs to act the hell out of this performance to see these gritty faces. We need to see the wind in his face. We need to see the devastation in his face, because obviously it's about wasted love. It's about heartbreak. We've got to see that, because if he can't get that message across to the casual viewer, I don't know where this is going to end up. Like, honestly, I absolutely love this song, and I think it's very unique. And staging wise, I thought he was gonna fly like the music video.
Yeah.
We had spoken about this, and we were hoping that maybe, because that is the best part of the music video, is when he is just on the cusp and he's flying, and this, this loved ones are pulling him down, they're saving him, and you can definitely see that concept in the music video. I just hope we can still see the concept in the live performance, because yes, there's going to be a storm, there's going to be wind and everything, there's going to be really cool camera cuts, that's brilliant. But the main thing about this performance, well, this song for me, is when the music video, he's just on the cusp of kind of, we have to be honest, what I got from it was the S word, or possibly close to death, was what I was getting. So they were, they were grabbing him, they were saving him. And I really just hope that he gets that across with this staging, because it's black and white as well. It would be good if maybe there could be a pop of colour at the end, like the music video, with the red, the red stage and the curtains. And, I hoped he would fly. I hope that he would be up like the music video, but it still looks really good, and I'm excited to see the impact of the storm, and he's going to have to act the hell out of it, and I think he will. And all of that combined with these incredible vocals, I mean, this is looking really good. This is really looking like a contender for the win. And I really hope that he does really, really well without being biased at all. I really, really hope he does well. He is my winner of the year, but that's changing all the time.
Yeah.
He's still standing as my winner because the song's incredible. It just grabs a hold of your heart. So I just hope we get that across on the stage. So
I think I'm not going to judge like my opinion on the song because I do love the song. I'm not going to judge it until I see it in motion. I think in motion, I think
Yeah.
that's when we will know. Oh, this could win. I think that's when, because that's what happened with Nemo last year for me. Once I saw
Yeah.
him spinning, spinning on that the disc thing, I was like, oh, okay, they're going to win. Like, I think that's going to be a similar sitch to this year.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on to Greece, Klavdia, Astromata. That's the 3 photos that we have got. So I'm going to read out the blog post that we have. So Klavdia begins her appearance on the Eurovision stage standing on a pier. Her movement toward a rock symbolizes the fiery journey each person undertakes to the light. The presence of a second person on stage, along with the movement of the set, it reflects the theme of separation, the central message of the song Astromata. So we have our first rock of the season as a central prop. You always ask us about how big the rocks are. So this one is a little smaller than Theodora's rock last year. And once Klavdia has walked along the pier in the quiet opening verse, she performs the rest of the song on top of it. She is joined by one female dancer for the second verse, but they drift away on the pier, leaving Klavdia alone on her rock, wearing a long fitted gown that sparkles with her tiny jewels. In different lights, it looks either black or a very dark navy blue. It's hard to tell, but hopefully that will be clearer on the photos tomorrow. I mean, it looks. I mean, these photos aren't really giving much away. Yet again, the statement kind of gave away more than the photos did. I mean, our first rock of the year. I mean, we had hell a lot of them last year. What do you think about this look? What do you think about the song, and do you think the staging fits the song?
Oh, I don't like the song, unfortunately. Like Chris calling my best friend, he adores the song. He actually got Astromata tattooed on him, so he really likes the song. And I joke to him saying, "Oh, it's gonna be funny when we're watching the final and you've got the tattoo and she's not there."
Yeah.
But I think I don't like the outfit. It's better than the national final,
Yeah.
but it wasn't hard to beat that dress.
Yeah.
I like the rock. It looks cool. I think that shot on now with the LED, like it looks like fire. It looks effective.
Yeah.
And like it's very pretty. It's quite magical. I think the song translates to Starry Nights in English, so
Yeah.
I do get that, like, mystical, eerie atmosphere. It's a shame for me because when you've seen her interact on like Instagram live videos, her personality is amazing. She
Yeah.
is so fun and a nice gal, and I really wish I liked the song more. But this still could qualify. I think there is an audience for this.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, you say Chris really enjoys this. There is definitely an audience for this. I'm slightly worried. It does seem in the photos, it looks awfully static. And I feel like I know the song is kind of designed, I think it should be static, but I think there should be some movement. In the blog post, it did say that she is moving slightly in the beginning of the song.
Okay.
I'd rather see her move throughout the song, is my personal opinion. It looks okay. Kemi, what do you think?
I'm kind of worried about this now, actually. The outfit, oh no. Like, I don't know what the sleeves, maybe it'll look different when it's in motion, but like, why is these sleeves hanging down? Like, it's...
I think it might just be that picture, possibly. I think they meant to
Possibly.
hang down.
Yeah, I think she'd be better without the sleeves, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dress is not doing it for me, and I didn't expect it to be a dark dress either. I expected it to be kind of the colorscape of the kind of blue was what I was expecting. So I don't know how I feel about the dress, and I agree it looks quite static. When you compare this with the others we've seen so far, I feel we're taking a dip like in quality. Sadly, when you compare it to the others, and then this one, I think that there is a bit of a lapse in quality. Um, it's just not. It's not. The staging is nowhere near at the level of the people we've already seen.
Yeah.
I worry. I am gonna be honest. I worry about this qualifying now. It is a good song, but I think it has its own target audience, and I do hope it qualifies because I do think it is a lovely song. But I'm worried about its chances now.
Yeah, also I'm worried as well because it does follow Austria as well. So I feel like after Austria, maybe that kind of last 30 seconds, it might. I feel like people might not just pay attention to this. Like
The UK, I think, perform after Austria.
You're so right. You're so right. So I mean, yet
But
again,
I still think the UK, because there's such a bundle of energy, that they're
yeah,
full on vocals, crazy West End. So
yeah,
it still could be affected.
yeah. No, that is it still stands actually after the UK. It's the kind of my point still stands that it's still gonna kind of take people's attention away from this. I think. Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think I do worry for this qualifying. I think if a lot of people have this kind of qualifying now, as from what I've seen, I think it is qualifying in the Eurovision scoreboard as well. I think if we were going to get a shock, like a real shock, this might not make it for me, possibly.
And from like previous years, Cyprus 2022, we saw that she was with a
Yeah,
prop and it was static, very similar to this. And that obviously didn't do well as people expected. And I just think it could be a similar phase. And was Greece 2018, I think, isn't that very similar style music
yeah,
wise?
yeah.
And that was a favourite, and that didn't qualify. And I do think if there's going to be a song that is very popular with the fandom that doesn't qualify, it's going to be Greece.
Yeah, it's sad to see because I do think they've actually this song is very good. It has got it's quality. It is quality, and I would like to see it in the final, but I'm doubtful now. But let's move on to Lithuania Catharsis with Tavo Akis. So I'm just going to read out the blog post. So those of you who loved their winning performance from Eurovision will be very happy to hear that the staging remains largely unchanged. The blue outfits, the bleak landscape, the exploding house, and the flying rocks in the final Tavos are all much the same, albeit the graphics are delivered on a much bigger scale, including the LED floor, and feel more immersive and impactful. The performers are a little more spread out than they were at the national final, and in the second verse, Lukas moves down to the frame stage with guitarists Alanis and Emilia. As with Latvia, we mapped this second run through against the video from the national final, and whilst there are many different camera angles and wide shots, the flow of the performance has remained generally the exact same. So what I'm getting from this and these photos is it's very much unchanged, just getting some different camera shots, maybe a little bit of a different field, some different colors maybe in the background. What are you thinking? Look, do you like this song? What do you think about the staging?
I don't think this comes as a surprise. I do not like the song, unfortunately. And this is the thing, there's an audience for this. I love girly pop, male pop, mid-tempo. This is not for me, but there's an audience for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I can respect, the national final performance. It's good. And I think I've seen the translations to English, and it's a very deep, emotive song. And there isn't a song like this year, so that can help. My only concern is with semi-final two having big personalities like Sizzle, Miriana Conti,
JJ.
Erica, even JJ Adonis, even
Yeah.
Gojo. The list goes on. I just don't know how this can fare. Like, is it going to be enough to qualify with televote only? I don't
Yeah.
know. And it reminds me of Latvia 2023. You know, I've seen a lot of comparisons to that. But the thing is, Latvia didn't qualify.
Yeah.
And everyone is comparing it to that, saying, oh, it's quality. But quality doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything, really, unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't mean success. I
No.
get that point. It does. It just does. I understand the kind of the people that will enjoy this, because you do say there is it's niche. People will
Yeah,
enjoy this. There's a certain category that will enjoy this, but I don't know if that certain category are going to be watching the Eurovision semi-final on Thursday. I don't think they will be.
that's true. Like, for the grand final, yes. But will they
Mhm.
be watching semi-final too? No.
I don't think so. Kimmy, what do you think? I know you're quite a big rock fan. I forget your opinion on
Yeah.
this song. What do you think?
Yeah, I honestly I do. I love rock music. That's why I love Parg. There isn't a lot of rock this year. I mean, possibly Ukraine, because there's some guitars and stuff. But if I had to pick, the three rock songs this year is Ukraine, Armenia, and Lithuania. And out of those three,
On the edge.
yeah, Lithuania is at the bottom for me. I love rock music, but even I can't get into this song. I have tried, and I thought, oh, come on, like I listen to rock music all the time, but I can't get into this song, and I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at myself.
Annoyed at yourself.
It's Armenia, because I believe Armenia is very anthemic, and this song is not. Oh, this song. I've described it like a mental breakdown, which can be, it might be very impactful in that regard, because
Yeah.
it's like you're in a tunnel, and the way that they perform it feels like a mental health breakdown, which is unique. But
Yeah.
I just don't think that there's enough in this song to grab a hold of. I couldn't sing it back to you, for example. It's not catchy. It's not staying in my head. It's very that the last part, the tavo tavo, is so repetitive as well. I can't see this qualifying, sadly.
Yeah, no. I saw the wee blogs. They made their predictions on who they thought was qualifying from semi-final 2, and all of the people that were in the video, they predicted Latvia to not qualify, and the backlash they got in the comments was
Latvia,
insane. I thought
yeah.
not for Lithuania. Sorry, did I say
Oh,
Latvia?
okay.
For
Yeah.
Lithuania. And so many people were like at the comments saying, "Why do you think Lithuania's not qualifying?" So there's so many people that do think this is qualifying. But I just don't see the people that are going to vote for this. I just don't think it's going to get enough. I don't see it, because it's coming after. It is. It's so divisive. I just don't see it qualifying, which is just I want to see what's
it's
going
for
through.
a rock fan's ear. If that's the kind of niche that you're talking about, they'll find Armenia more accessible.
Yeah.
I would think. So for your rock, Armenia's more accessible than this.
And I know it closes so 1:30, but obviously Malta is after Lithuania.
Yeah.
And I don't think that helps the case, because from the little video we've seen of Miriana today, it's bold, it's red,
Very
it's
red.
fiery, and I don't know. It could qualify, it could not. I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Do you know, going through these this first half has just made me realise that I think semi-2 is a bloodbath, and it's definitely the most open semi-final that we have of the two this year. We're going to get some shocks. This is the one where we're going to get a shock. It's going to happen 100%. So I think that's us done all 8. So what we're going to do now is go to each of us, say the one that we're most excited about, our winner of these 8, the same we've done yesterday, and obviously we're going to have to do the other opposite end, a negative. Who are we worried for? Who are we worried for in Basel?
Oh my God.
We'll do our winners first, a positive. Look, who's your winner of this lineup today?
Okay, I'm going to go for someone a bit different. I'm going to go with Armenia. I think it looks bold and fun.
Kimmy, who's your winner?
Armenia.
Armenia.
Because it's risky, and I'm loving the risky staging this year. The fact that he actually jumps, and then you just don't know. Like it's the not knowing that makes it more exciting. I hope everything goes well for him. But I do love that he's taking a risk, and yeah, no, he's my winner. Followed by Austria. I'm still very interested in what Austria's got to offer too. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be different from both of you slightly. I am excited for Armenia, so I would put Armenia near the top, but I will say someone different. I'm definitely going to go with Austria, and closely followed by Ireland. I really do like Ireland's picks, and I think Ireland's definitely it's moved up slightly for me since seeing the pictures.
Yeah.
So who are we worried for? Look, who are you worried for?
I feel like this is just. I'm gonna have to say Greece, unfortunately. The thing is, there's so many people who love that song, and that is completely fine. This is what Eurovision's all about. We have different tastes, but I just don't think the staging. I think it's gonna get lost compared to all the other acts.
Yeah. What about you, Kimmy? Who are you worried for?
Yeah, I'm worried for Greece. I mean, I even feel like the national final was more going on. I loved when they were lying on the ground. That was so cool. Like, I found it interesting. The dancers were lying on the ground and they were forming like a shape. We don't even have that. So it's like, what can we actually hold on to? Yes, she's standing on a rock. Right? Anything else? I mean, like, I'm sorry to be brutal, but compared to the other countries we've seen today, like, oh wow, what a difference! I really worry about Greece and Lithuania because it's so divisive. I worry about them as well.
Yeah, no, I really have to agree. I would probably say I'm worried for Greece and Lithuania, and they're the two that I'm kind of mainly worried about. And also, I would add in Montenegro slightly, just because I want to see them qualify. The staging hasn't helped my opinion. That's the only reason why it is in the list. But yeah, that's us. That's our opinions of day 3 of the rehearsals. Thank you so much to Luke for joining us.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
No worries. We will all be in Basel creating content for the week, and we're so excited. Only a few days away. So we are so excited. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Remember to like this stream if you are catching up later on. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.